My only sister was getting married, and she lives out of town, so my husband demanded that I not go. Here's the situation. We have 3 kids. I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom. When we were first invited to my sister's wedding, he told me he wasn't going and I should stay home too. Since the wedding didn't allow kids, I offered to hire a babysitter for my husband, but he said no, that I had to stay. I insisted on going since she was my only sister. When I told him that, he simply laughed at me and walked away. As the wedding was getting closer, he again said, "You're not going." Since a babysitter wasn't allowed, I offered for a friend to watch the kids. He said no. But this time I ignored his response, and I asked my friend anyways. She said she was happy to do it, and so I booked my flight to my sister's wedding. When my husband found out, he again insisted that I stay home. I told him everything was taken care of. He didn't have to worry about a thing, but he was not happy with me. The day of my flight, I woke up at 5 a.m. and headed for the airport. When I got there, I found out my husband canceled my ticket. I was so mad. I went home, got into my car, and drove myself to my sister's wedding. That afternoon, my husband called asking where I was. When I told him, he lost it. He demanded that I return immediately, and I refused. As a result, he called me a horrible, neglectful mom who abandoned her kids. He's now giving me the silent treatment, and I feel awful about it. I didn't enjoy the wedding because of the guilt, and now I regret going. When I was a bad husband, this is something that I would exactly do. I don't know if I would have gone as far as canceling my wife's ticket, but if I had to stay home with the kids, I would demand that she stay home too. I had no interest in her being happy outside of a life with me, even though we were married. This is what abuse looks like. We ignore this type of abuse because it's not as public, it's not as physical, it's just not in the forefront. And that's why I do these videos. When I read a story like that, it almost gives me anxiety because it reminds me of the bad person that I was. And if you know my wife, she's one of the best people in the world, and she didn't deserve that. It all comes from insecurities. I was scared she would be happy without me. And that's just not a way to live life.